What's going on, everybody, and welcome to another live episode of Junkyard Breaks.
Whoa! So excited.
I'm gonna bring the Nate hands every week.
What's up, fellas? Oh, Jimmy's in quick. I thought he was going to be a straggler, and Jimmy's in now.
Jim, you gotta come in with the Nate hands.
Yeah. So how's everybody doing?
Doing good.
Yeah?
I'm balding more.
You're balding more? Just
Yeah, I'm
listen,
losing more hair.
I've been shaving my
well-
head since I was 25, I think I've been shaving my head.
As you can see, I care a lot because I try to hide it on a public forum.
Yeah, right. Oh, man. So, you want to get into what we're doing?
Censored man.
Censored man. You buy anything? Chris, yes, you did, and Jason, you did too. You guys both bought collections.
I have like 2,000 additional comics this week.
I had a collection bought from me. And James from Minhunter, did you see his video on my collection?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, he feels like there's like $4,500 worth of comics there, which I think there
Wow.
is. I sold them because it would have taken me forever. It's easier to sell them in bulk, but he kind of, I knew what was there, and he saw it, which is I'm happy with. So he gave me $900 for everything, and I got rid of
Awesome.
all my
I
flea
will
market
have to.
stock.
I'll have to watch it.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
a good,
definitely have to check
it was a
it
good
out.
watch. It was nice to see my books in somebody else's hands.
I don't typically watch his content, should I?
Yeah, very much so. And we'll get him on here eventually. He was
Yeah, watch
he
the
was excited
video.
about what we talk about.
Right. Well, like I said, that's not a slight either. That's just
he
not
ma-
in my.
Oh yeah, no. He talks about investing. He talks about CG. He has a lot of CGC videos. His last one was on selling raw versus selling graded. So he does have some good insight.
That's a conversation that Jay and I have on a regular now.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, it all depends on how much. Listen, if you got $2 in something, it's probably easier to sell it raw. It's just less of a headache.
Or 10.
Yeah, exactly. If you have nothing into it, raw is probably the best way to go.
Yeah, and if it's not going to exponentially increase the value.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
like if there's a modern Grail, like a Ultimate Fallout 4
Just
or
gonna say.
something that you're like absolutely positive of, especially if it's something you're going to keep for long term, grade that stuff. But if it's like, if it's a $400 book, Silver Age book, and
Yeah.
if you get it graded, it might be $450. You're just wasting your own money
Yeah.
if you can get the raw dollars out of it.
Yeah. So before we get into anything else, I would like to discuss something that happened to me and my channel.
Yeah.
So as you can see in the title, it says I got caught up in, Sports Card Radio is a 12,000 subscriber channel that my friend texted me, and he's like, dude, you're on Sports Card Radio. And I'm like, I can't, what? He's like, yeah, you're being called out on Sports Card Radio. And I said, I didn't realize what exactly that meant, but I'm going to share some screen caps with you guys. So we'll let's see, share screen, and we'll share this screen. And then, so this is what it started with. So it says, Sports Card Radio puts this pic out that says, Jab's family just shipped out his May 2022 Patreon packages.
Oh my God.
It's November.
That's hilarious.
So that's my channel. Sports Card Radio stole my thumbnail. Well, that wasn't even the thumbnail for the video, but he took this as a thumbnail. So basically what happened is he's calling out Jabs, and a lot of people are not fans of Jab's family. He's kind of a piece of shit. Listen, Jab's family MO is that he buys things at the supermarket and will sell it to anybody to open up on his channel. for exponentially more than it would cost to open and ship it yourself. And he's been doing this for years. In fact, he he historically, his wife ran out on him and took the kids while he was opening up cards and didn't stop. He just kept on opening cards. Instead of saying like, hey, wait, don't go with my children. He's like, I'm just going to keep opening up these wax packs. He's such a piece of garbage. So I get it. I get the hate towards the guy. He's not a good dude.
That is some dedication to the craft, though. That is intense.
So I guess, and this is where the part where I kind of get caught up in the middle of it, is that, I put out these videos of his subscription box, because I'm a Patreon supporter, just because it gave me a subscription box, that it gave me something to open up every month, that I wasn't really seeking boxes out in the real world, so to have something mailed to me very easily once a month was a nice thing. But apparently he feels, Sports Card Radio, that not only is Jabs a piece of shit, but he certainly made it seem like anybody who subscribes to Jabs is also not thought of well. So it starts with this, Jabs family just shit, which is not true.
Right.
Had he watched my videos, he knows that I'm just really backed up, and it took me 5 months to open up a box because it was sitting here next to me in a pile. So Jabs didn't do anything. It took me a long time to open up the boxes. So anyway, that leads to pick 2, which was this one. I said, you might have wanted to check with me first. I have, like I had just said, I had months of boxes to open. And listen, if you want to talk about Jabs, I have a channel too. You might, we can talk about it, because I'm thinking of leaving Jabs as a subscriber soon anyway. I'm kind of them, and between them and Comic Tom, I'm pretty much done with all subscriptions now. So he made it clear, no, he didn't want to talk to me. He misunderstood my videos, which is not really much to misunderstand. He probably just read the title and didn't even watch my video. But he made it really clear right here. He edited the title of the video and unsubscribed to me. So I didn't do anything wrong, but he made it real clear publicly that he unsubscribed to my channel. He gained me 8 subscribers, so it's fine. I don't care. But anyway, the end of it is this. So Jabs isn't late shipping packages, but the scrubs who sub to him confirm. So now he's calling me a scrub. I didn't do anything. I'm on my own channel, just innocently putting out videos. I didn't ask for any of this. Sports Card Radio used my channel to either call out Jabs and then subsequently called me out for being a subscriber to Jabs. I don't like it. I still don't like that he's using my content publicly in a negative way. I think that's not cool either. But it is what it is. I'm certainly not going to go out of my way to, and this is the last I'm going to speak on it too. Like, whatever. I kind of, it is what it is. But I didn't ask for any of this. I spent a whole lot of an afternoon, I think it was Sunday, dealing with this. I don't know, whatever.
This is
that's it.
kind of a microcosm of like what's wrong with America, right? Like I don't know somebody from literally a hole in the wall. What they're doing doesn't impact my life in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
I don't like something that they also may or may not like, but I'm going to assign some sort of outrage
to
something.
I mean, I'm just a guy who gets his box. I didn't like it. I didn't ask for any of this. And not only that, I think I kept it too. So my friend Tom, the one who told me about it, he just said, hey, Junkyard Breaks is a good friend of mine. I just know he's behind in videos, and they pretty much just continuously shit all over him.
Yeah.
He berated Tom.
Yeah, who all he said was, "You guys got it all wrong. Maybe you should like, whatever."
Yeah. Yeah, this
It's
is.
like,
I mean, like I
one's
said,
calling him a Jabs alt account. Sounds like a scammer, something a scammer would say. Okay, scrub. Like,
Called him a flat earther.
yeah, I mean, it's all.
These are so. It sounds like that this sports card radio guy really appeals to unwavering trolls who just want to be dicks on the internet.
Yeah, that's what it seems like. So.
Yeah.
I
It
just
also
wanted
sounds like
to-
he himself is a dick on the internet.
Yeah, I mean, I knew we were gonna do this live. I just wanted to take 5 minutes, kind of clear the air. If anybody makes it from Sports Card Radio over to my channel, to know that I didn't ask for it. I'm just opening up boxes on a channel innocently, and I didn't really ask for any of this. I just whatever. I not only that, I'm glad I let a few days pass because I was pretty hot on Sunday.
Sounds like you should have just gone to the toy show with me, Dolph.
Yeah, probably. Instead, I had a whole lot of that to deal with. But even he said, he's like, I misunderstood your video. I watched it, but that would have been fine if it was just
I
that
misunderstood,
apology.
but you're a scrub.
But then he called me a scrub, and then he publicly said, like, I'm unsubscribing to you, which is a kind of a call out and totally unnecessary.
Well, I mean,
so,
I think the
whatever.
one thing we've learned is that you couldn't date anybody from the group TLC because they ain't want no scrubs.
That is true.
And
They've made that public themselves.
yeah,
But I do go chasing waterfalls, so
the scrub is a guy that won't get no love from them.
that's right.
Hey, it sounds like
Well, there's only 2 of them left, so
Anyway,
This
there,
is true.
you're scot-free from one.
and I will say, in the comments, there were a lot of guys that were like, all right, cool, no worries. Like, as much as they hate Jabs, they realize that, it was misrepresented and I had nothing to do with it. So
I also think it's interesting though, like if I don't like a store or something like that, I don't support them with my business anymore. Like, so if Jab's
Right.
family subscription box, like I don't understand how offended I could be getting by a subscription box
mean,
that's available on the internet.
all right,
you know.
so things that Jabs does is Jabs will go to like Walmart and he'll buy stuff and then to his Patreon sell it immediately. And like, let's say he sees a $20 box of tops, he'll bring it home, sell it for $30 to his subscribers because that's got the shipping charges into it, and he turns that person into oh my god, why can't I think? Into a sponsor. So they're the sponsor of the video. So they paid for that video. So for $30, you get the contents of whatever he's opening, and he'll ship it to you. So, but he doesn't. It doesn't seem like he collects anything. Everything he buys, he just shills. So, that's kind of the icky part of it. Everything is for sale for him. Like, he will sell anything.
Yeah, I mean, what I mean is like, there's lots of icky people in the world, and if you don't align yourself with one icky person, just stop subscribing either with your eyeballs or with your money
Yeah.
to that individual, and it's really not going to hurt you at
Yeah.
all. You'll probably be a happier person for.
That's like
cutting
me.
that off.
That's like me saying I hate Nate, so I hate everybody that subscribes to Comic Tom's subscription box, which is like, that's ridiculous. Like,
And the reason when I started the hobby, I got a lot out of the Comic Tom weekly videos. I still love watching
I
them.
still
I
watch
think
them.
I think they're great for the community, and that's why I subscribe. I just found after a while that I didn't. The variant comics weren't the thing for me, and so that's why I unsubscribed, and I just used my $42 for something else. So,
anyway, all right,
Yeah.
that's done. I said my piece.
Thus endeth sermon.
Yeah, and I'm sure.
I bet he has pointy ears.
Maybe.
Oh no!
I'm
You
sure
said you wouldn't.
a couple
You
of
said you
people
wouldn't.
from Sports Card Radio or Jabs family will make their way over here, and
Where's that
What?
Swedish chick about greenhouse gases? How
What's
dare
the-
you?
What was the guy that Nick Nolte voiced the character in Mandalorian season 2? What was his catchphrase?
Oh God,
Quill.
Quill.
But what did he say?
I have spoken.
I have spoken.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is. That's it. On to
That could be our
collections.
sign off. We have spoken.
We have
You know?
spoken.
I like
Good
that
night,
sign off.
We have spoken.
We can take turns. Whoever says it. Look, I got my microphone too.
Nice.
Man, that Post-it is working overtime.
All right, let's do collections.
I have one too. I'm trying to assimilate.
Chris, what'd you get?
Me? I didn't get a whole lot. I mean, the one thing. Hello. The one thing that I did grab that I thought was pretty cool was this issue of Grayson, but it is.
Oh, I had that issue. I
Bruce
freaking
Lee.
love that cover.
Yeah.
Enter the Dragon.
Enter the Dragon.
No, that's cool.
Homage.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So I like that. And that's, I mean, everything else was just regular weekly type pickups.
Yeah.
Nothing,
Did you get
nothing special.
the polybag 30th anniversary of Death of Superman?
No.
I did grab one of those. It's like
No.
so I forgot. Is it Doomhand? Is the new Doomsday is in this one? They did the poster, the armband, the whole shebang.
Just like they did back in the day.
Yep.
I think
Pretty
I
much.
still have mine from like, what was that, 94?
I had one that was torn, and I opened it and pulled out all the stuff. It was kind of cool to see it all again.
Yeah. I think I worked at a comic book store and I ended up with like 10 of them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, you always get those in collections. Right.
Yeah.
Right next to your Shadowhawk and your Tears of Shaman. Or Shaman
My
Tears.
Silver Sable one.
Yeah, your Silver Sable one.
Are you guys talking about this comic book?
That's
There we
the
go.
one.
That's the one.
I may have gotten that in the collection this week.
I think you can move those for $10 pretty much
Yeah,
all
you
day.
can, you can still move. I think I've sold every one that I've gotten.
Yeah.
That comic is
There you
more
go.
popular
Like it-
than that New Mutants 98, I tell you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this is I'll scooch over. This is the new one. So it's basically the same poly bag. It's
Oh,
got a little
interesting.
bit of like distress lines, like they
And
scratched
it-
white into the cover.
And it's got the DC logo
the
on the top.
30th anniversary on the bottom.
Yeah.
But it's pretty much the same as the old one,
Yeah,
except for the
pretty much the
barcode. That's it. Black anniversary armband. But there you go. That's I also, it doesn't fit in a bag because the poster is much larger than the book, like a whole inch.
Oh yeah, see that was
So
not
I
the case with the old
Can't
one.
even put this in a bag and board. So
Put it in a Golden Age bag.
I could. I guess I could. Yeah.
You probably have to put it in a
There's a-
magazine because you need it to be that tall.
Yeah. All right, that's it, Chris. You just got the Grayson book.
Yeah, everything else is just like I'm still going through like
I
this
gotcha.
collection. And,
Next time then.
yeah.
How about you, Jason?
Well, I bought a
Well.
collection
Well,
this weekend, so
Jack
um,
McBrayer. Well,
it was about 2,000 books. It's actually probably a little more than 2,000 books. So, so far, this is the and this is full. This is the keys and minor keys from the
That's
collection. So,
good.
it's doing all right. But some of the highlights of the show, like I don't know. Some of the highlights, I think some of the highlights are I got a bunch of early Turtle stuff. So, I got two rockets, two first rockets. So now I have three first rockets. I got what, which probably Jimmy and I's favorite series ever. All of them are nice grade too. The whole shebang. Craven's Last Hunt. So now Jimmy will have his six because and I'll have.
I still gotta check which one of those is the.
I think it's that one.
Yeah, I think you might be right. I think it's that one.
It's one of the spectacular. So it's either that one or it's this one.
Yeah, it's one of those two.
So.
I think it might be the first one.
But there was also, but the cool books, the books that I like the most are the early Turtles books that were in here. So I got probably 30 Turtles books from the OG Turtles run. And the coolest books are first Space Usagi, which is a pretty decent key. 2 copies of the second printing of number 6, which is actually just about as valuable as the first printing. I forget what's this dinosaur's name? Anybody remember?
I don't think they had names. They're just a species.
Triceratops, man.
They're called.
Triceratops, man.
I forgot what they're
I know
called.
I knew I had that action figure. Second printing of Raphael, number 1. So that's the color cover. Obviously, the other one is that kind of Raphael around the corner. And this is first Casey Jones, right? Isn't that what's in this?
I believe so, right? No.
Oh, yeah, it is. But that's what, the third print, fourth print,
Second
print. Yeah.
Yeah. So it looks. I think there's only 2 prints, and then this is issue 1, 5th print. This is the first one to not have the Turtles cover out of the prints. And this one is actually insanely good shape. The Raphael and this book are in really nice shape. Actually, all of these books are in really nice shape. So
yeah, I don't even remember how many they printed of the Raphael book. Probably like 6,000, because they were printing more by then.
Yeah, it's got to be more than the first run. Jim, I got this for you. It's a super clean copy of what.
Oh yeah,
so
that's a great one.
Jimmy's
great.
of this. Jimmy's probably has no color left on the cover, because this was like one of his favorite books when he was a kid.
That has that's the one that has the McFarlane in it, isn't it?
The 294 homage.
That has the Batman. That has the McFarlane Batman in the back.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Got 2 copies of First Omega Red in there, both really nice. Got a really nice copy of Weapon X. I mean, just tons of pretty nice copy of First Quasar.
That's in my mail call too.
Yeah. Really nice copy of
Ursa Minor, Ursa Major.
Yep. Really cool, like early Usagi books from the Fantagraphics run. Nothing super expensive, but just cool, cool books.
Yeah.
To find. Had a random. This was completely random, but Akira 1 was in here, and then Akira 8 was in here.
Akira?
The Akira 1 has a tiny tear on the bottom of the cover, but other than that, the spine is super clean.
Yeah.
And the corners are super clean.
It's funny. That's 2 of the issues I didn't have.
Akira?
You have 1, don't you?
Jimmy,
I didn't have 1,
Akiras?
and I didn't have 8.
You sold them though, right?
Yes.
Just interesting stuff that I never see, but was in this, like a ton of the Marvel Fanfare run. And these
I
are
used to
awesome
love that
covers
run.
too. There's a bunch of really cool painted covers, but these are those first.
Yeah. I love Marvel Fanfare.
Yeah. So lots of, like I said, there's about 30 early Turtles issues in here. I was kidding Dolph, this is not expensive, but I have never found this one still, and finally got this in a collection.
You know, it's funny. JC, I think, has 3 more of those in his $5 drawer. I might grab them.
You gotta go up there.
What's that?
I have to go up there. I've never been to JC.
We'll take a trip. Maybe we'll do it this weekend.
Three copies of this first. What is this first Jack of Hearts? I think is this issue.
No, Jack of Hearts is in Marvel Premiere, isn't it?
You have to look, because there's some first appearance in that book.
Oh yeah.
And there was 3 copies of it in here. Really nice first Ghost.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
I had
That book will come back.
3 nice copies of First Professor
I love
Hulk
that
in
book.
here.
None of the other prints, just the first one.
Just the first one. Yeah.
Isn't it a third print, like the super rare one?
It's like $400.
Yeah.
It's like avocado green.
Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
only.
just some.
But it goes for a
this
ton
one
of
was,
money.
Like this is kind of maybe a 6, a grade 6, but this is the Blue Galactus, so
Yeah.
it's still like I could still get $10 for the Blue Galactus air in a mid grade. This was really interesting. Out of all the '90s stuff, this is a newsstand
Oh,
of
nice.
Wildcats 1, which is like way smaller print run than the.
Oh yeah.
than the
Well, I
Snake
mean, it's
is.
just as rare as a first Deadpool or a Spawn 1.
Yeah. So I mean, just really, really cool stuff. There was just huge runs of. There was an entire long box of Spider-Man between ASM, Spectacular Web, and regular Spider-Man. An entire 300-book long box, and then like everything, every one of these like maximum clonage, every one of these kind of Spider-Man Lost Years.
They
all
had
that
a lot of spin-offs.
Yeah.
Do you have the 2099 ones?
All of them.
Yep, 2099s were in here. Got 2 copies of First Tombstone, which I actually hadn't seen this book in the wild outside of a show before either.
I was buying those not long ago. Hang on to those because I think Tombstone's a great character that they can put into this world.
Yeah, they're not valuable enough that I need to
they're
move
not.
them either.
Mm-mm.
Got a
$10.
really, really clean copy of
A Nebula.
First Nebula. Got a super clean copy of the Council of Kang's book.
Yeah.
Super clean copy of the
War
first
Machine.
War Machine in title. I mean, it just, like, I don't want to take up our freaking whole hour here, but it would just go on and on, I really was happy. There's only 2 She-Hulk books, and this was one of them.
I like
And
that
every
cover.
time-
That's a
me
great
too.
cover.
Every time I've seen this, it's been like that because it's cardstock cover. It's ravaged,
Yeah,
but this
yeah.
thing is super clean.
How's the boundary tears on that one? Is there a lot like Jimmy's book, or is it okay?
No, this one is not like that. But I think it's a different kind of cardstock.
Yeah, maybe.
too than the.
Maybe with
Then
the foil, it changes that.
I mean, this is '93 too, so it's 4 years later than
True.
issue 1. So even the stock could be completely different at that point in time. Funny enough, they had everything around it. Like I got 281 first cameo War Machine, but 282 is not in here. That is a book that has eluded me in every '90s collection I bought.
Yeah.
Probably a bunch of the Boys and Girls Club, but
Probably.
I got 6 copies of
Yeah, it's great that you got 6 of them.
Spider-Man, Spider-Woman 1.
I have one that I got at Lambertville. It's got to be a 9.6 or better.
Well,
I
Philip,
gotta
I'll
get
have to
that one
show you
graded.
this. They're very clean, but every single copy, and I didn't see this until I got them out of the bag of board, there's a little water
Water?
in both bottom corner, or a water stain. It doesn't go through the pages. It's on the back cover, but clearly
On the back or on the front?
on the back cover.
Oh, on the back of it. Okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's a black cover. You can't really see a water stain.
Yeah. And then these I got, which were just really cool. There's 2 of the original Aliens.
I love
run.
those, man. Those Dark Horse Alien and Predator books are my favorite. I love
This
them.
has got to be the freaking one of the. Are these Mobius, Jim? Are these Mobius
No.
covers?
They're not Mobius.
I don't think so, Jace, but they were.
Hey. Freaking banging.
Because they're
that
just
cover.
like the screen printed posters I buy. They're like very limited colors. They're beautiful books.
You can tell the age too because the Dark Horse logo, was so much.
Yeah.
Was more generic,
Mhm.
I mean, I think Aliens 1 is probably one of their OG titles.
Yeah, the Aliens 1 too went through like 6 or 7 printings and
many,
is
yeah.
pretty valuable. It says Nelson is the artist.
Nelson.
So, and then there was a lot. I mean, like every one of those Hulk books that you want in the 200s was in here. And there's actually a ton of like $40 to $60 Hulk keys in that time period. But yeah, just lots and lots of. Got 2 of these. So Jimmy's got one of these now. 2 second Beta Ray,
Second Beta.
newsstand, and direct.
But those are like 50-50, aren't they?
Pardon me?
Those are like the newsstand to direct is like
Yep.
50-50 around those that year.
Well, this is 83, so newsstand should outweigh them. And it's one of those books though. 337
Yeah.
sells for way more in newsstand, even though it shouldn't.
Yeah.
But it's also a white cover, which is tough, you know. Got the first Blackheart.
It's a book
which is
I've
cool-
been buying a lot of. I've
cool
I've
book.
bought many of those over the years for like $5. It's a great one though.
Just lots of,
Blackheart is what's his name's kid?
yeah, Mephisto.
Mephisto.
Lots of great McFarlane ASMs. None of the big ones, but you know,
Yeah.
first Speedball. It's like, you know, any of this stuff from that time period that's like $15 seemingly was in here, you know. So a lot of that stuff I can add to my ASM run. There's a first that what is his name? Polka Dot Man or whatever it is. Spot, yeah. Polka Dot Man is the guy from DC. And yeah, so like I said, I won't go through everything. Oh, this is a really nice newsstand, $20.99.
Yeah.
So
Nice.
it wasn't a lot of newsstand stuff in here, but you know, the
Seems
stuff
like
that
you
was
got
in here was
newsstands
good.
where you should.
What's that?
Seems like you got newsstands where you should or where you'd like to see them.
Yeah. So, and
Are your Rockets newsstand or direct?
one's a newsstand, one's a direct.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think they're pretty clean. They would definitely improve with a press, but there is a little foxing on the cover of one of them. So you know,
So
I think what-
after we talked about it, the dollar amount was worth the work it'll take.
Oh, certainly. I
Okay,
actually
good.
I'm selling this weekend at an indoor market near here, and I have a ton of interest.
Good.
A couple of my regulars. The nice thing is, I have started to actually get intelligent. You know, our Jim and I's dad always told us to work smarter, not harder, and that took us like 30 years. But but I started having a sign-up sheet at my outdoor things, asking people.
I know you and I had talked about that for so long. I'm glad you did it though.
First name, last name.
So now
First
you
name,
got
last
like an
name.
email thing going, like, hey guys,
Yep.
I'm gonna be
First
that's
name, last
awesome,
name,
great.
email address, and what books they're interested in or what they're collecting. And so I can actually email folks directly and be like, hey, I got the nice thing about this was I told you before, Dolph, 2,000 books. It's actually more than 2,000, but I knew there was going to be basically 1.5 long boxes that was trash, just condition wise.
Right.
And so I'll peel them, I'll get them all out of bags and boards, discard those old nasty bags and boards, and I'll put them all in reader bins. Put cool books aside for you for button books, and then what I'm trying to do is the first things I'm going to do is just the bigger runs. So I probably got 60 or 70 Daredevil books, 40 or 50 Hulk books,
Right.
you know, almost 100 or almost 200 Spidey titles. So those are the ones I'll rebag and
Yeah,
board first.
those you'll do well with. Everybody
Yep.
loves completing runs and just buying those books up.
and they're
X-Men and
books
Spider-Man don't last in any long box.
and they're books that I can get $2 and $3 a piece for. So I think I can multiple my money possibly on filler stuff because I've got good run stuff.
Good.
There's probably there's probably a short box of like the Millennium DC, you know, like that Millennium, like, and then Kickers and some of the New Universe stuff that, like, I don't know if anybody collects that New Universe stuff. So there's probably
Kickers
some of
Inc. was
that.
awesome.
What's that?
Kickers Inc. was like.
Yeah.
What were the other ones? Merc was another one.
There was
I remember
Inc.
Merc.
There was
Merc.
Merc. There was oh my God, what was the one that was like a Team USA or what was it called? Team
That's
America.
exactly what it's called. Because that's why, because of Team America from the South Park guys. It always makes me think of that cover too.
So there was a lot of
There's
that.
also
there was a lot of that
what are the
stuff.
truckers?
What's that?
The truckers. It's like a fleet of truckers.
US
Yeah.
1.
That's
Yeah,
it. US one.
Yeah.
Good one,
They had
Chris.
the worst trade dresses too.
Oh
in
yeah,
those books.
terrible. Terrible, terrible.
So, anywho, there's.
Well, you did
like I
well,
said,
man. Congrats. I'm glad.
not gonna
I just
spend all
wanted to
night
make
showing
sure
you
that I
guys
was
all
in
the
your
shit.
head that don't put yourself to work.
Yeah. Yeah. So
You know,
I
it's
like I
nice to
said,
buy collections and all, but don't make it a job like that.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I mean
Because
that's
your
the
time,
one
and
thing.
what I learn to at least learn from me, your time is valuable, and when you buy a collection like that needs a lot of work.
Listen, after I bought this one, on the way home, I was both elated and petrified because it's
Yeah.
hard to find bags and boards around here right now. So I knew that was gonna.
Oh,
I
definitely
actually,
go the eBay route. You can get bags and boards. I've bought cases of bags and boards on eBay for good prices.
I just
I
bought
actually
500
found,
Did you 500?
from a new company in California called Gorilla Comic Supply or
Oh, I
Gorilla
know them. Yeah,
Supplies.
sure.
Yeah, they're like
They
it's
had
like
a table at Comic-Con this year.
Did they? Well,
Mhm.
I got 500 to try them out, and the bag seemed a little flimsy at first while I was putting the boards in them.
Yeah.
And then I started putting the books in them, and it's like super clean. Everything's acid free. Everything's like
That's
their
good.
boards are actually really really nice. So if you want to
The
check
only-
them out, like I said, I got 500 for like $115.
The only thing that I have discovered over the years is that you should not mix and match bags and boards because you'll find that the boards don't fit in bags
in the
sometimes.
bag.
Right.
And if you buy a case and a case, and all of a sudden your boards don't fit in your bags, you're in a bad way.
Yeah,
Well, these
I,
boards do fit with the BCW bags.
That's good. That's really good.
I know a fella locally well, relatively locally that has a card shop at a big indoor flea market, and he actually is gonna buy direct for me. So I've been buying some at his stand. I just emailed him today and said, "Can I get,
Jason,
can I get?"
also, even our like Rick's distributor for materials, he's just
Yeah.
getting it direct from BCW now. You can
Right.
just go to BCW, and I'm sure their
Yeah.
prices are just fine.
Yeah, you can get
Because
BCW stuff
yeah.
on Amazon, and it's
Yeah, and I
like,
mean, now that the
fairly
shortage is
priced.
over, it was only bad. Where they had like a 6-month backlog for bags and boards. I think they're all caught up now.
Dude, I had ordered 1,000 right before it was a problem. I was just like, I was supplying Rick for a while just so that he had something to put his variants in.
Anyway, all right, Jimmy, you got anything?
Yeah, I got real quick stuff.
That's awesome.
I started following this new artist on Instagram, very Halloweeny stuff. He does a lot of skeletons and just gorgeous work. He goes by Scott Vaughn, B-U-O-N, Scott B-U-O-N, but his actual name is Bon Cristiano, I think his actual full name is.
Nice.
But he had posted that he had done a collaboration book for Image called The Dark Room. So it's pretty cool. It's it's a horror fantasy dark comedy book, and it's
Good.
actually pretty cool. It takes place in New York and New Jersey. It was like the hometowns of the writer and the artist.
Is it a prestige format, Jim? It almost looks like it's a.
That's
like
what
a
I
This
saw,
this
like
one is a
almost
collected.
trade
This one's a
paperback.
collected.
Oh, it is trade paperback.
But it's a small run that they did. I didn't even know that he had done a book, so I just wanted to get them quickly
Yeah.
so I could read it and see his artwork.
Sure.
But yeah, it looks like it's just the beginning of this kind of stuff they're going to be doing with this title. But it's a fun read, and it's a beautiful artwork. It's definitely worth a pickup if you like that kind of stuff. I got one of the Catwomans I needed finally, so now I only need 2 left in the series,
Oh, nice.
which I think are the last 2.
When I'm done cataloging, I'll see if I have any.
And I got one of the Gun Honeys I didn't have. That's an Adam Hughes.
Oh, nice.
So
I
you
had
got,
that,
you got the
actually.
first
There's like
one. I didn't
6
get
of
it.
these covers.
I didn't get it until
One.
the 3rd copy.
Some of them come down the sides. Some of them are virgins.
Mine
some of them
doesn't
are
have.
this.
So
And
that's the first. one.
This I gotta thank Dolph for leading me on to, but this is a gorgeous little pickup here. I got a issue of Comic Book Artist, Adam Hughes special, and it is chock full of sketches I've never seen before. It's an old book, but just beautiful stuff. And then on the other side is John Buscema. It's a tribute to him. So the other half of the book is just cool interviews by other artists and writers and editors about him and
So cool.
some of his artwork. But it's just, I mean, it's like half the book is
I
Adam
wanna
Hughes
see
stuff.
that. It's a lot of pages too.
Yeah, it's a good sized book, but it's definitely a nice little piece for the collection.
Cool.
And I loved this.
The cover's awesome.
Love the cover. But it actually goes into the model that he used for his Wonder Woman. So he has two pictures of her, which she was pretty much a perfect. She wasn't built quite like what Adam Hughes made her out to be, as far as certain attributes.
Katy Perry-ish. Oh, I got you.
A little artistic, but she was a gorgeous model, and she definitely had the figure. But yeah, that was the stuff I picked up. I went to that toy show. I wanted to see if it was a place that I could possibly vend at. It was a little bit of a disappointment as far as the size. They didn't have an artist alley like I thought that they would have. But I think you guys would have enjoyed the selection of toys, and they had like maybe 5 or 6 comic guys there that had really good deals as far as just like a bunch of books that they would have like 2 furs and 3 furs and 4 furs, and everybody was pretty reasonable there. All the vendors were very nice. The ones that I talked to were really nice people. But yeah, we had a conversation about the movie Terrifier at the end.
I have to watch that.
Because it seems that everybody who made that movie is from New Jersey.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And it was actually done pretty locally to like the Woodbridge area. But yeah, it's funny because one of the guys that was selling toys, his cousin was in the movie, and a kid that's one of his next door neighbors was in the movie, and
the kid who played Jonathan, this kid Elliot, he's my friend Justin's son.
Oh really?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's all local stuff.
He was in a band called Killed by the Bull, and we used to back in the day, our bands would often cross paths. So I ended up seeing him years ago at Chiller Theater, or not Chiller Theaters, the one that's in Cherry Hill, the horror convention they have.
Yeah.
And he was all about it. His wife is an artist and sells. I have one of her paintings actually hanging up in my kitchen. But yeah, his son has like a YouTube channel, and since he was like real little, he would interview like these huge bands because Dad has the inside. That's cool. Scoop, and now he's doing his own thing. He put out his own record. He's in a movie now. I'm like, that's really cool. So, but yeah, it's very local.
Cool. All right, my turn.
I still can't bring myself to watch it because Art the Clown terrifies me. But yeah,
it's called Terrifier.
It is called Terrifier.
It's called Terrifier. Oh,
and the second one is supposed to be like probably one of the sickest movies to come out in years.
I still haven't watched the second one, but I heard it's a total bloodbath.
And it's also 2 hours and 15 minutes long or something like that. It's a very long movie.
I don't have that time to commit to anything except bagging and boarding comics.
It's funny because the guy who plays Art the Clown is very goofy. He's a very goofy dude.
Yeah, he's also very politically in your face on all of his social media. He got into it with a couple friends of mine back in the couple years ago after they interviewed him on their podcast, and everything was cool. And then one of the guys is military, and the Art the Clown actor decided to go off about something, and they did not agree and got into this big thing. And I was like, well, that's what happens when you post your freaking heart on your sleeve on the internet. Yeah. People are bound to not agree with you, and you're going to have to be all right with it at some point.
Stick to talking about movies.
Yeah, exactly. But I just thought it was funny that he seemed, when he was being interviewed, he's very, very nice, very funny, kind of silly guy, and he has opinions, man.
All right, Dolph. What about you? Did you get anything this week?
I did. I got a bunch of stuff. So I got my John Tyler Christopher exclusives. So I got my Luke. It's my green Luke and my figure Luke. So they were up on his website not long ago. I got this little number. So I did a Black Suit Spider-Man deep dive. And I found that this is his first appearance, including the first ad for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So it's a double key. It's Amazing Heroes number 45. This is a big book. So this one I never was on my radar, and I gave a guy a really low offer and he took it. So
that predates the Marvel Age book?
This predates everything. And it's just a side. It's a profile view of the black suit and the very first ad for Ninja Turtles.
Wow.
Here. So yeah, this is
So
actually
that's 84 too. So
yeah. So then I'm not gonna say where I got this. I'm gonna gatekeep it a little bit just because I'll tell you guys off the chat. But I'm gonna gatekeep this one a little bit because I got such great deals. It's kind of crazy. So this one is a slab. It's called The Beano. It's a UK magazine, but it's from 1957. It was graded an 8.0. I got this for $12.
what?
It's a Golden Age French. It's a Golden Age UK magazine. The Beano number 775, but it was an 8.0 for $12. I was like, hell yes.
Dude, the grading fee on a magazine tier is like $35.
Yeah, I know. I got a 7.5 X-Men 96.
Yeah.
I got this for $30. I got these deals were crazy.
Did you actually rob somebody's grave? Were these
Dude,
in a casket and you just took them out?
Everything was even the one that
Did you pick a funeral, Dolph? Is that what happened?
I'll share the site with you. Submariner number 50 in a 6.5. This is the first appearance of Namorita. I got this for $45.
It was awesome. Look at that color, it's crazy.
Oh yeah, it's great. It gets good. 9.8. This is a personal love. So when I was in Boy Scouts, I had a friend Mike. All he did was bring ElfQuest comics. That's all we read was ElfQuest. I really got into ElfQuest. So this one, ElfQuest number 1 and a 9.8, I paid $60 for this. It just, just to have this is kind of like special to me. But I thought that was a nice one.
ElfQuest was kind of like a big deal back in the day, wasn't it?
ElfQuest was a big deal in the 80s and 90s. I loved it. I really did. So Incredible Hulk.
Any book from that time period in 9.8 though, especially number 1.
For sure. Incredible Hulk 234 and an 8.5, like you said, first Quasar. It's the first time that, what's his name, Marvel Man? Marvel Man's named Quasar. I got this for $40 too.
That's crazy cheap for that book.
And this is the best.
40 beans?
So I'm going to say, before I even show it to you, this book should sell for $1,200 to $1,500, and I got it for $380.
Whoa!
I got a 8.5 Brother Voodoo for $380. They're listed online for $1,000+ everywhere. So this was a steal. Like I couldn't believe it was late. It was definitely late. Like it was midnight when I bought it, but. And there were more of these that sold for crazy low dollar amounts. They just did not have the capital to buy books. Otherwise, I probably would have bought a ton more. Wow. Find yourself a hot girl here. Sweet. You're banned. Hide user. Goodbye.
Every time now. What's the deal?
I don't know what it is.
I'm not saying anything.
I don't know why it does that.
Because I'm censored man.
I'll take that over the Nazi any day, though. That guy was crazy.
I wasn't here for the Nazi.
I think it was just me and Jay, right?
Yep.
I missed that one.
I mean, I got a couple of this stuff. Like, I've been hunting.
Is it because he thought that 2 of you were skinheads?
Maybe.
I mean, it could be.
I found on what was that? Goodwill Finds. That's where I've been hunting for like sports cards.
Yeah, that's where you found me that
Yeah,
that Adam
and there
Hughes
was a
book.
nice lot of these like 60s and 70s baseball cards. Everything here is like it's a Rod Carew. It's a 69. Orlando Cepeda, Juan Marichal. There's a Rod Carew in here, a 69 Carew. I got the whole thing for like $19.99, which I thought was a really good deal. And you know, Jimmy, I sent you that magazine. So that's also where I showed you, Jason, last week, those comic lots for like $20, and one had 2 Omega Reds in there. So I had found some. I also know that there's another guy hunting too, because when I see something good and get there, it's gone already. It's like sold.
Those are auctions or buy it now?
Those are all buy it nows.
Oh wow.
So it's not like Goodwill, where those are all auctions on Goodwill's site. This is called Goodwill Finds.
Okay.
And this is like, it's basically like 8 pounds of Pokemon cards and 10 pounds of Magic cards. It's mostly crap.
I do like buying my collectibles by the pound.
It's literally by the pound. It's like 10 pounds of this, 10 pounds.
It's like jelly beans.
Just like jelly beans. But yeah, that's what, you know.
I do like jelly beans.
That's that. So that's it for mail call, fellas.
Yeah, should say so.
I did get everybody. I'm starting to get people. Everything like economy is economy. So I got all the modern CGC stuff that I sent out. I got back, and all the economy stuff's gonna be like 200 days. It's crazy.
Oh, I still have to talk to you about that stack of books I have sitting at your house.
Yeah. What do you want me to do with it?
I want to start sending them out.
So this is the problem with being friends and family. Like, you're at the back of the list.
Oh, of course.
Like you and Jason, like I'll get to you when I get to you, while I have like my paying customers, like they're paying.
Hey, what books did you send out that were economy that you didn't want to pay the?
Well, CGL's
fast track?
Jungle Action, 2 of his books, first Killmonger and the issue after.
He didn't want to pay the fast track?
Expedite. And then Fernando, he's got a few books in. He's got all of those early Green Lanterns that are Green Lantern. I keep saying Green Lanterns, early Daredevils. He's got like two. He's got like 2 through 10. He's got all the big ones. Second Electro, they're all in there. But those he sent economy.
Are they gonna be? What kind of grade are they? Because they might get rejected, right? Oh no, I guess economy's up to what? Up to 1,000?
Yeah, no, they're all 5s.
Yeah,
maybe 6s.
Yeah, and are those for his PC?
Well, I mean, he bought them all for $2 each.
Yeah, see that,
so yeah, I don't know if the Green Lantern is his PC. He's like a modern guy. Like I have his books here. Those are like the modern Venoms and stuff. He's a Spider-Man guy.
See that those books. If I was selling those books right now, I'd freaking pay the $15 extra to fast track them, because fast tracks like less than a month. Like Joe? It's like 20 days or something like that.
Yeah.
21 days.
Oh, it's way faster, and it's worth it if you intend on flipping them. Like me, yeah. I don't. Whatever. You, on the other hand, it's not worth your blood pressure to not expedite it.
Yeah, that's true.
Is it?
I used to have red hair.
Is it back? How about now? Every hour, it's like refresh.
You used to have very thick red hair. Very thick.
I'm still.
People used to call Jason Ronald McDonald. His hair was so thick.
You got your Hulk magazine, right?
Yeah.
What did it come back at?
At 8.
8.
Yeah.
Why did it come back at 8?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Was it some kid confused the off-white cover with dirt when it wasn't dirty?
Probably, even though
that was a beautiful magazine, man. So you don't have anything out there now, right?
No, I got nothing.
This is new for us. I don't have anything out there either.
Yeah, the only thing I got that I will submit is in your basement. But I'm in no hurry to submit those either, because I think probably I would like to try and get those by mid-February. But if I'm gonna do fast track anyway, I can freaking wait till January to do that stuff.
Yeah, I gotta see where I stand after Christmas before I spend any amount of money on grading. Because then if I'm all right, I can get some credit cards paid down. Then I'll probably send like 20 books.
Yeah, my deciding factor is going to be when that guy wants me to pull the trigger on.
Yeah, that one collection.
Yeah.
This might be one of those things where after I, do my CLZ catalog, and I see like, I'll send in all my Dr. Afras, I'll send in my Ahsoka books, and then I'll probably, like, if I have, those 3 Raza Ghuls, I'll send in all 3, keep the best one, and sell the other 2. Same with I have like 10 number 1 She-Hulks, I have like 10 Nova ones, like, send them all in, keep like 2 or 3, and sell the rest.
Yeah.
It's probably a good idea now.
I think I want to send that Ant-Man to Scott Lang.
Yeah, you definitely should.
That
In
keeps,
any grade,
that keeps
it's nice.
popping up.
Is
I
that
think
It's on the Hot 10 this week.
Is it on
It's
the
on
Hot
there
10
this
again?
week, yeah. Considering I paid what, like $70 for it
Yeah.
just a few months ago.
Well, speaking of which, let's head over there, shall we?
Jimbo's
just
on,
need-
so we got to make sure it lasts less than 2 hours.
The Hot 10?
Yeah.
I actually have about an hour and a half worth of freelance work I have to do before I go to bed tonight.
I actually don't have a single book. I had a book and sold it. And so I have no... I
Let me
sold
do-
my book
let me do
that
a
I had on
quick
here
scan.
this past week.
There is a second book that I almost had, and
Got it.
it fell
Got it.
through.
Got
And
it.
then,
Got it.
and
I
then
have 5.
I just may have traded a bunch of Batman stuff that I got in there for that book, already graded at an 8.5.
I bet
You
Faust
have
has a bunch.
5 on this?
What's
I
that?
have 5, yeah.
Hey, did you sell the Star Trek?
He did.
I sold Star Trek, yeah.
That's the one he would have had. That's amazing that it's on. I wonder if it's on there because of your sale.
No, it's not.
It's not?
No, it's lower grades that are moving.
The fact that this dude who bought it from you is doing all the things that you had
Yes.
said, I don't know if
So-
you're making it public or not, but holy crap,
So-
what a cool story.
So I sold my Star Trek 1 last week, off white to white pages 8.0. I sold it on eBay. And so the person spent a lot of money on it, right? And then I guess Wednesday he messaged me. I had it packaged to send Wednesday. He messaged me. He said, "Can you let me know when this is shipping?" I'm trying to get it to CGC for a signing. So I was like, "What?" So I had
Signing
sent
at
it
CGC. I didn't
out,
see
right?
it.
So he said Shatner is doing a signing.
Really?
So if that is the case,
That
right?
breaks my heart.
If that is the case, I know this breaks your heart, but if that is the case, he would have paid me a lot of money for this comic. Then it will be sent to California where he's at. Then he's going to crack this thing out of the slab, right? Which costs in its price tier about $95 to get slabbed. He's going to crack it out of the slab. Then he's going to put it in a less protective case and package it. Then he's going to send it from California across the country to Sarasota, Florida. At which point in time it's going to get opened. I'm sure was it you and Dolph that told me that Shatner charged like $200 at a convention for his autograph or something crazy like that?
No, I don't think Shatner was that much. Probably in the $100 range.
Okay.
Well, I mean, he was at the one show, and it was $275 to get his
For Shatner?
for Shatner.
Because I got Shatner
Yikes.
and Stan Lee at the same day, and they were both $100. That's crazy, man. Well, I mean, he's older and older. He's also, on his 4th wife.
So
That's a lot
So
of alimony.
so then he's then they're gonna then
And he's
pay
gonna dig into it with a Sharpie marker.
they're gonna pay the money to have him sign it and get it graded, and then
Oh, I
could
guarantee you it'll be like a 7.5, 7.0.
it could lose ground and then have to get sent back across the country. So it's just incredible
And a
the
crack
additional
case.
dollars that he's spending, and he's got to pay insurance both directions too. So that book, when everything's all said and done, just that CGC signing could probably be, I don't know, what, $350 between shipping both ways and
Maybe.
the because how did the signings work? Do you pay for the sign and the grading, or is that all included?
No, I would think.
No, you can choose to do that by clicking an extra box.
So but obviously they're gonna have it signed and witnessed. So it'll come with something that if you choose to get it graded, you can, because it's witnessed. But I would think that would be all inclusive. Like there'd be Shatner signs it and we'll grade it. But
The
yeah,
funny
I
thing is,
guess.
so you don't have to scroll down to it now, Dolph, but the funny thing about it is when we get down there, you'll see that Leonard Nimoy is 65% of the front cover, and Shatner is the entire back cover. Now Shatner is the small inset again with Nimoy on the front cover.
He's got a little square.
But why you'd have that book signed is crazy. I mean,
Well, it is number one,
it is number one,
regardless of who's on the cover.
and more power to him because he's got to be a super fan. Which, I hope he messaged me back and forth. And he seemed super excited to get the book, so I was super happy to put it into a super
I'm
fan.
surprised though. Why didn't he just avoid all that and have you send it to Sarasota?
Who knows?
That would have been easier. Just he could have emailed you the packing slip and you just ship it, unless you wanted to be in charge of shipping it.
There's got to be some concern about given how much money he
listen,
paid.
if I'm spending that kind of money, I would definitely want to pack it a certain way to make sure it got there safely. But I guess so.
I mean, my package, I think, probably could have taken a bullet. How I packed it.
Yeah,
so,
that's kind of how I do with grade books. Like it is in a box surrounded by bubble, in another box surrounded by bubble.
Yeah.
Like it's like one of those egg contests where you drop it from the top of a building.
So,
It's
anywho,
it's a matrix of straws. Just holding it in place.
So we start out with Silver Surfer 1. Dolph, you do not own this book?
I don't have one now. I don't have any of the Surfer books. I have more Mephisto. That's it.
It would be really fun. I mean, this is obviously not cheap, but it would be fun to get all of these 1968 books.
All the ones?
All the ones, yeah. So
That's the only one I'm missing.
Submariner and Iron Man, at least,
This is the only one that I don't have.
Well, they're pretty much all on this list this week, so.
Yeah, I know. That's true.
I'll
You know
tell you
what? Now that you say that, they are.
This week is the list of the relaunch
ones.
titles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, like we always say, this is a great one to invest in. Surfer's coming.
Well,
so I would still say that everything Surfer and Galactus is still undervalued.
Chris, did we tell you we saw this original art at the Comic-Con?
No.
Yeah. What do you want? 50K? You only wanted 50K.
50K, yeah.
Is that all?
That's what makes me think though that it's a redo. Like he redid it and it's not the actual art.
It could be. I mean, the coloring was the same though. I mean, the same image, same everything. So, but yeah, I even though 50,000 is a lot of money, it does seem like it would be
this
more
would have been
money.
like a $200,000, $300,000.
Yeah, interesting.
Like what did 300 go for when it sold? Was that like $1 million?
Oh, I
It
don't
was like
know.
crazy money. I don't know.
But
If you see this in a $2
obviously,
box, are you
good
buying it?
book. You find this bad boy at the flea market, you're picking it up.
If Jimmy
Word.
if Jimmy sees it in a milk crate and then goes to the next milk crate and then you see it in the milk crate, then you buy it for $2.
And show Jimmy that you bought it
So
for $2.
Hey Jimmy, look what you missed.
Hey Jimmy,
for
look who
$2.
you just passed up.
Nah, I would tell Jim, you got to buy that. You got to buy that book.
Jimmy, you got to buy that book for $2. Put all those waterlogged GI Joes back.
I'm assuming
So
this
the,
happened.
With
it
a
wasn't-
Lobo.
it wasn't
first,
this, it was
first,
a
first appearance of Lobo.
First appearance of Lobo.
Omega Man.
It was a wreck.
Omega Man.
It's in bad shape.
So Incredible Hulk 102. This is obviously the first of the new title. Probably also released same month or the month after Surfer was. This would be
Yeah, April and August.
yeah. So all those titles are relaunched in.
Yeah, I
those
wonder
of
which
you-
one they. Now that you say that, I wonder which one they started with.
Which one's first? I want to say Cap 100 was first, but I'm not 100% about that. So for those of you who don't know, Marvel's distribution was primarily handled by DC's distributor, and early on, and so they were limited to how many titles they could publish per month. And in 1968, kind of the handcuffs come off, and so that's why you now see Hulk has his own title, Cap has his own title, Iron Man has his own title, Submariner has his own title.
But the hilarity is 102.
They're no longer in shared titles, right? As long as the number convention was very batty, then things were going to be okay. This is why you get Thor 126, and you get Hulk 102 and Cap 100. They're all the same time. Anyways, I never liked the cover to Hulk 102. I just think he just looks. I don't know. I don't like this particular Hulk face.
I was just gonna say, is it Marie Severin? It is.
But as you guys can tell, though,
I
Hulk,
love her art though, and I agree
Hulk's
with the Hulk
fist
face.
is closer to us, to the reader, than Hulk's face.
Yeah.
So that's perspective.
9.0 for 9.75 still seems cheap for this book.
That does still seem cheap, yeah. I mean,
Because a
we're
7.0, when you look at Surfer, a 2.0 gets you a $505, gets you a 2.0, when 360 gets you a 7.0 for Hulk.
this is interesting, right? So this is Hulk first. Well, this isn't Hulk first title. This is Hulk first title in a long time.
Right.
But like this reminds me a lot of like freaking a Ghost Rider 1. Like, and the fact that Ghost Rider 1 in a 9.0 would be more than $975.
Yeah,
for
Hulk would have been in a lot of books by this time.
But Hulk is a much bigger character, just interesting. So, Jim, you see this in the flea market?
Jim,
You buy it before Dolph sees it.
buy it. Buy it before I see it.
Actually, just buy all these books before Dolph sees them if they're in the cheap bin.
Just buy
the
anything
question-
from 1968.
The question
there
is,
you go.
that's
Like
true.
I
Question is-
always say, if you can buy anything, any comic, 25 cents or less for $1, you should buy it. If it's
the
in good
question is,
shape,
does Dolph
definitely
have
buy it.
this? And I'm going to say Dolph does have at least one copy of this.
I do
book.
have this.
Mhm.
That is one of the 5. Next.
Next, Tales to Astonish 93. I say if it's at the flea market, you buy it. It's another iconic cover by Marie Severin. So she's definitely got a little Kirby face going on with that surfer drawing.
She's great. I really, because I know I was searching for original art of hers, because she's like the unsung hero of Marvel in the 60s. Like she did a lot of really good stuff. I love her work, and I figured like she'd be one of the lesser expensive '60s artists. You know, you're not getting Buscema, you're not getting like JR or John Romita. You're not getting any of those guys for cheap. But I thought I could like squeak out a Marie Severin page for nothing. I was wrong.
Was that? That was incorrect.
I was very wrong.
I've never been a fan of this particular cover, just because
I think
I
you
don't,
just got a problem with Marie Severin. I think you
I do. I have a problem with this older woman that I've never met. I don't like the color palette on this.
Well, this is like one of the. They did a lot of these brown covers, these
Yeah.
awful orangey brown covers, and they don't make sense.
Yeah, I think I like the characters, but I feel like the flames are not necessary and a little lazy. They got lazy fire on this cover.
Well, you don't think a surfer with flames. He's in space. It's cold and dark.
I think I also have a graphic design problem with it, because the Tales to Astonish is in the green with the Hulk, and so it's imbalanced. You know, there's like too much white there's not enough white on the one side. There's too much green.
All right, there's your
Cool
homework,
down.
Jason. Redraw this cover the way you would like to have it be seen.
Now, that being said, if I see this at the flea market, I'm going to pull the trigger.
Another one where I kind of like the price. I just don't know why it's here, other than Namor fights a giant octopus.
Well,
Why
I
is it
think
here?
what we're seeing is that, so, you know, we talked in the past about, okay, buy anything related to black suit first appearance, right? Like, just get them all, collect them
Yeah.
all. You get ASM 252, buy it. You get Spectacular 90, buy it. You get Marvel Team Up 141, just buy it. You know, if you see them for cheap, buy them, right? This is like now every book where the Hulk fights somebody, the first battle,
that's true.
just buy
Same
them
with
at this point in
Spider-Man.
time.
All the Spider-Man crossover stuff and the Hulk crossover stuff. It's all
those
taken off.
types of things.
Yeah.
You know, I think Impressible Defects always say first appearance, first cover appearance, first solo title, and I think you add on that
Second appearance.
first major crossover and any classic battle covers, because
And then I would sneak in final issue.
sure,
Final
yep,
issue in the run.
especially for final issue of petered out runs, right?
Yeah.
Star
Wars.
final issues of
Star Wars ran long, G.I. Joe ran forever, like those
Right.
books, like they just go on and on and on.
but final issues of major titles that didn't ever fall off in readership aren't worth the final issue of Thor isn't a valuable book because it didn't fall off in readership.
Right.
So Dolph does
Chris,
not have
you
that
made
one.
it. Chris, you done good.
Hey,
So you don't have Tales to Astonish 93?
I do not.
Yes,
I don't think so.
great.
Sometimes I can't tell. I don't know. Let's see.
sometimes he just doesn't know what he's got.
So Marvel Premiere 47. This one we don't
Tales
need to talk
to
about
Astonish.
anymore. I mean, really,
Yes, you do.
I think, Chris, everybody's got it. Everybody.
No, not everybody has
I
it.
do not
It is
have,
not
I
New
do
Mutants.
not have this one.
This is practically New Mutants 98. I think what's really driving it out of all the stuff is the fact that it's Cassie Lang's first appearance. I think that's what's the driver.
That's the
for
one.
this.
Cassie Lang in Yellow Jacket, Darren Cross.
Yep.
That's what it's all about. Even a 9.6 at $500.
Look at me.
What did Chris's come back at? CGLs?
9.6.
That's good then. Good book. I only have 2 of these. I gotta get more. I don't
It's
think
actually
I
kind
want
of
to pay.
surprising that. What is this book from? 79.
79.
It's actually kind of crazy that you can still get over $100 for a 6.5.
What are we looking at here? What's in the shadows? Is that Darren Cross?
Yellow Jacket, maybe.
Or is that Hank? Oh, that might be him, Scott Lang, when he steals the costume from Hank Pym,
Hmm.
just like the movie.
Uh, Anyways, you buy
Anyhow,
it at the flea
buy
market.
it. That's a good one.
I don't know if Marie Severin did Iron Man 1's cover, but this
No,
cover's banging.
that's definitely a Buscema cover, right?
I was hoping that it was Marie
No,
Severin.
Gene
Just chose.
Conlon.
Who is it?
Gene Conlon. I thought that was a Buscema cover.
It's awesome.
It's awesome. It's a great cover.
This book is really.
So this one's
really,
May. So this one is after. What was the first one, right? Surfer. Oh, Surfer was August. Oh, Hulk was April. So it's
April, yeah.
after Hulk. Okay.
This book is I'm shocked how pricey it gets. Like, I mean, this is the same thing we talked about, right? This is Iron Man. This is his 155th appearance.
Yeah.
And it's still a 9.8 of this book would still be 5 figures easy. So
Like, I guarantee you, it's because the purple and the blue cover it doesn't hold color very well, and every time I see it, it's scratched to hell.
Even a 6.5 is worth almost a G. So
yeah, it's not. I think it's just the low pop count.
Yeah.
It's got to be, because for a 9.0 of this to be almost $4,000, it's got to be because there's not a lot of them.
I mean, even a 4.0 though is $550, so that's
It's
solid.
expensive.
Buy
it.
Wonder Man.
Oh,
We
do
know
I
how
have
people
it?
feel.
Do I have this?
Yes, you have that.
Correct.
You spoiled it earlier. You said that's the only one of the 3 you didn't have. So was the the Serpent. Yeah. Wonder Man. Dolph has this.
Yes. I think I have a couple.
This book I actually thought would be more expensive.
I need more water. Keep talking. Do the next one.
I thought it would be more expensive.
Me
It
too.
is relatively cheap and low grade, but I just thought the higher grades would be even more expensive than they are, especially given the fact that Wonder Man has a long history. It's probably the floating heads. That's probably what brings the price down. People are very opposed to the floating head covers.
I like it.
And Avengers, I always enjoy a good floating head too. The Avengers run is chock full of floating head covers.
Mhm.
I mean, what is there, like 460 some issues in the Avengers run? There's like 300 floating head covers. It's like it's more than every other book is a floating header. So we can't go on because Dolph won't scroll down. He's not there. Scroll. Jim, if you see this one at the flea market, buy it.
Get this. Anything with floating heads, I'll get.
That's a good rationale to use.
End up with a lot of good
floating
Kirby
head,
covers.
especially if it's floating head less than a quarter cover price. That's when you're pulling the trigger. The next book is just cool. Chris, you don't have any of these early Swamp Things?
I have a lot of the early Swamp Things. Number 1 is one that I'm missing that I might acquire in another week.
Oh, okay. So this is the one that's on the precipice.
Yes.
I'd imagine with that big purple border at the top, that book can be rough to get in higher grade.
Probably.
Yeah, the one that I'm trying to get, I think he said is an 8.0.
That's awesome.
I mean,
what's this? This is a Bernie Wrightson, right?
This is Bernie Wrightson. I love all of these Bernie Wrightson covers for Swamp Thing. They're like my favorite.
Yeah,
I
very
actually
cool.
just got my Bernie Wrightson print, the Frankenstein print that he put up for sale. It's hanging right next to Jimmy's Joe DiMaggio painting.
Good company.
Good company.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
First,
is
Alec
there
Holland.
a project being announced? There's just a lot of sales of this book this week.
I honestly think, because Swamp Thing, I love that show. It's a shame it got canceled. But I honestly think, in like a really weird way, Man Thing is propelling Swamp Thing.
I actually was just about to say the same thing
I
because
think
Man Thing is next on, and
right. I think
do you
people.
think there's actually some confusion in the marketplace?
It's
People
maybe
are-
that. It may be just wild speculation, but yeah, I think Man Thing is propping Swamp Thing. I don't know.
have an inkling that we will start to see some just a little bit more rampant speculation on DC books now that James Gunn is at the helm. Like
Yeah.
you may start to see like kind of all of the bigger characters. People just start being like, I think I'll invest in this. You know, no information, no rumors at all. But
Which is why I would hang on to your Animal Man.
yeah, I have no intention.
Animal Man is one of those weird ones that he might like.
Well, I'll tell you what. After Chris's post today, the other Chris, I really need to get my first appearance of Lobo.
I just sold one to Jason in that monster collection for like $30. They're not expensive. You can get one for like $20.
I just got one recently.
Because I have a feeling that is like literally right up James Gunn's alley.
Oh, 250,000%. Yeah.
That's a lot of.
He's literally the Guardians of the Galaxy
I love Lobo.
of the DC world.
Yeah, man. Space Bounty Hunter.
Yeah.
And he can remake himself from a drop of blood. It's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
He's
It's
awesome. I did love
As long
what
as
they
he
did with
as
him
long
in
as he doesn't
Krypton.
look like Mac from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, I'm fine with it.
You
You know,
when
I was
Krypton
just-
did him, he looked like Mac.
Is
Good a
that
little
what he looked like in this show?
He did a little bit. He was like a skinny version of Lobo, and he did kind of look like Mac. From
Yeah, and
It's
he was
Always
like
Sunny.
5'9".
He was tiny. I loved him though. I thought he was great.
He looked like Mac. I thought it was Mac actually.
He did look like Mac.
Did he wear a lot of like animal print shirts?
He looked
like tiger
exactly like
faces and
Lobo.
stuff?
He was Lobo. Huh. Side note,
Anyway,
Lobo from Krypton.
There it is. didn't take long.
That's him right there. He looked great. He looked really good.
He looks like Mac.
He does
He
look a
does
little
look
like Mac.
he does look tiny though.
I mean, that was
Comparatively.
the biggest knock against him, is that he wasn't huge, but he was still cool. I liked him. They tricked him.
look at that cartoon of Lobo.
Here?
Look at his freaking arms.
That's Bisley, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
All good. There we go.
Anywho,
More Man
I mean,
Thing.
I really don't think we need to talk about Man Thing. This is like the little engine that could book. I mean, this is interesting
That's
though.
a
'cause,
lot
like,
of sales based on a movie that came out now about 4 weeks ago.
Yeah,
yeah,
about that.
at least a month ago. Yep.
I mean,
I think that it's interesting the difference between 9.2 and 9.6 because that's a 2x between those two. There's usually not that big of a difference
not to a
book of
9.6, no.
in a book of this era, and so
Yeah,
that's
it's
really
a newish book.
what's that? Yeah, right. Not new, but not crazy old either, right?
Mhm.
74. So it's older for sure, but
So
74. This is when
It's like
when
I
is
say,
first Punisher?
everything plus or minus first appearance of Wolverine, Hulk 181, everything plus or minus that is like an era.
Yeah,
It's everything after Hulk 181 and everything before Hulk 181.
yeah. I mean, we don't even need to talk about it. It's been we talked about it for like 5 straight weeks.
yeah,
It's
I no
there.
longer own this book. I did own this book last week, but I don't own this book anymore. Could look at the 9.6. A 9.6 this week sold for $45,000.
Why?
That's
Are they that hard to
insane.
find? I've never owned one. In all my years, I've never owned one.
Yeah, this book was pretty low on the census. especially any grades above like a 6. That's why when I had the 8, it was like
You knew you had something special.
yeah. So and you're starting to see the lower grades kind of come up, but I don't
I'm
see.
just surprised that any future talks of a Star Trek movie would make a comic book do well. It's not, one has nothing to do with the other one. They're
Are
like,
you
No, but
trying
there's
to,
like,
are you
but
trying
there's
to
some kind of
rationalize what drives the price of comic books though right now?
I know.
That's- we just
There's-
saw freaking man thing, yeah, for 5 straight weeks, based on, his appearance in a.
But that's a comic book character based in a comic book movie.
This is true.
This is not. This is just a comic book depiction of a television show. You know what I mean?
I mean, at least it was for the first couple issues, and then it becomes it becomes Star Wars. It becomes its own.
I mean, the same
own
could be said about the
stories.
next book. It's like Scooby Doo.
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
Scooby Doo is a cartoon. I mean, it's not really.
Absolutely. Yep, I agree.
I have a Scooby Doo too. I don't have a 1, and the drop off is substantial. Scooby Doo number 2 is maybe tops out at like $200.
This is another book though that you know what, the thing that I've really started looking when I'm at the flea market for like Gold Key and stuff like that. First off, it has to be the first issue.
Yeah, agreed.
But it's so hard to tell because there's no issue numbers on the covers.
Yeah,
so
you gotta
you need
look
to
in the
know
inside
what the
cover.
covers look like.
You got to pull them out.
Yep. Yeah, you need to look at the I learned how to say it from Bronze and Modern Gods this week. Indicia. I think you need to look at the indicia and now this, Dolph, this gives us more information. High-grade copies of this issue are very scarce, and an argument could be made that this is an undervalued collectible. 9.8 and 9.6, there are 0 copies.
Wow.
9.4, 2 copies. 9.7 or
Maybe
9.2, 7 copies, and 9.01. There are
I should
only
get my number 2 graded. It's in
10
really nice shape.
copies of this book in a 9 or higher on
Wow.
the census. That's crazy.
Yeah, but look
Black
at the next
Flag
one.
has all of them.
What's that?
Between 8, 5,
I
and
said
3,
Black
there's
Flag
no more
Comics
than
probably has
30.
all of them.
There's no more than
Good.
30 at any grade between 8, 5, and 3.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That means just the book's just really scarce.
There's no record of sales in 9.4 despite there being 2 graded copies. Comparatively, Spider-Man's first appearance in Amazing Fantasy 15 records 4 copies. Records 4 copies in 9.6, 6 copies in 9.4, 4 copies in 9.2, 11 copies in 9.0. So there are what, 4, 10, 14.
Wow,
There's
that's
25 Amazing Fantasy 15s in a 9.0 or better, and Scooby-Doo ones there's only 10. That's freaking crazy. I know what book I'm going to find now.
Yeah,
Ruby
right.
Doo. And
It's out
what's
there.
even crazier is this book's from 1970. It's not
It's not
You
super
know-
old. No.
ASM. Our Amazing Fantasy 15 is from 1962. So this book is 8 years newer. Now it is though. This was probably very much a children's book. So
Oh yeah.
and we know that those gold keys are graded pretty harshly because my Star Trek was an 8.0, not like an 8.5. So
Yeah. There were a couple things that hurt your book, but
Yeah.
I think it could have easily been an 8.5.
so
Yeah, I should
so
give
anywho,
that guy's
that's-
money back
that's-
and reslab it.
That's that's they'll have to send it back across the country.
Yeah, back across the
right.
country.
It's probably already unslabbed.
Probably. He cracked that shit
Uh,
open. Actually, they might. Would they do it? Or does he have
I
to
don't
do
think
it?
so. Would they?
I don't know. I mean, you do sign your life away like it's going to get, ripped to shreds as soon as you drop it
Yeah.
off in Sarasota.
Yeah.
All right.
So-
Well, that's the hot
That's the
10.
top 10. We tried to do it quickly for Jimbo.
Jimmy, do you approve?
It was pretty quick.
All right.
I mean, he suffered though. You can still see it in his face. He was
he
suffering.
suffered.
I don't remember if I mentioned it last week, but I was thinking about it when you said, the Star Trek book kind of nothing really driving the interest in that. But there's a German like block company like Lego called like Blue Blocks or something like that, and they have the licensing for Star Trek and are putting out Star Trek sets. They just announced that, and I thought that was kind of neat, but I was like, what's with all, how come when it rains it pours? You always hear it's like I heard that, and now the Star Trek book is gaining traction, and it's just strange how that works.
Christopher,
Well-
you're the Wilson from Home Improvement of our talk right
Hey
now.
ho, neighbor.
We only are getting from the mid nose. There it is. There he is.
I'm just
I'm
trying
gonna-
to lounge, man.
I'm
hanging out.
gonna throw another spec book out there because there was some more news, and I'm grateful because I can't wait for this movie.
Better.
But Dragon's Lair #1, I think it's Epic Comics, something like that, or something. Either way, Dragon's Lair #1 is like a $50 book, but in a 9/8 it's like a $1,000 book. And if you can get a nice copy of that and get it graded,
Who's
That is
playing him?
Ryan Reynolds.
Oh,
Darren
okay.
is Ryan Reynolds, and I think that's the best
Canadian
casting
sweetheart.
ever. They also said that it might be a choose your own adventure, which is kind of
Interesting.
like the movie where you like what do they do? Is it blunder thing, the Netflix movie where it's like choose your own adventure? That it could be something like that, which is interesting.
So it couldn't be released as a theatrical release because
No, it's a Netflix movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
Netflix is doing
interesting.
it, but what I would really hope for, and I don't know if they're going to do it, is instead of live action, if they did like a Ryan Reynolds is kind of in a Roger Rabbit kind of thing, and the dragon is still a big giant cartoon, like almost Pete's Dragon kind of thing. That would be pretty rad. If they could do something like that, that would be cool. That would be really cool. But
I love
think,
Pete's Dragon.
Pete's Dragon's so good.
It was
But,
one of
yeah.
my favorites as a kid.
Me too. I love that movie. But anyway, if they could do the dragon like that, I forgot the name of the dragon in Dragon's Lair.
Dragon,
I
man.
I feel like it's like Smog,
I
but
think
it's not
that's it.
Smog.
Trogdor.
Bogdorf. Braggin Frag.
Dragon Rock.
Like me and Jimmy have talked at length about Dragon's Lair and my love of Don Bluth. What is the name of the dragon?
Speaking of old 80s and 70s stuff, is anybody interested in going to the Collector Fest on November 19th? New Jersey Collector Fest in Wayne?
What is it? Maybe.
New Jersey's ultimate comic, toy, and art collectibles super show.
Whoa.
What time would you be going?
Oh, it's a Saturday for you?
Well, I have that day off because it's my stepfather's birthday. We're having a 3:00 lunch dinner thing.
You can always we can always take two cars and you can just
I was gonna say, yeah.
pop out.
Because Jim, that's when the girls are down for nap, right in the afternoon.
From 12 to 4, usually.
To
But
sell
I mean,
them.
as long as I have Amanda know when I'm planning on going, then we'll just do it accordingly. But
Chris, didn't you?
but
did you
yeah,
say
I'm just looking
Mordrop?
at these places because I want to look at the Artist Alley opportunities.
Chris.
Where is Wayne in comparison?
Wayne.
That's
how-
where-
Northeast.
yeah.
Did you say Modrock for Dragon's Lair?
I said Trogdor.
Oh, I thought you said because it's Mordrock. I was like, did you say Mordrock?
After US1, that's all I had in
I
there.
like Trogdor.
Chris is spent. US
That's
one,
it. That was all.
Jimmy,
That was
if I got nothing
that
going
was all
on,
the
I'd definitely
digging
take the
deep
trip.
I could do.
Jim, I forgot to show this earlier, but I thought you might like these books.
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a nice one. The movie ones.
Yeah, it's the 2 issues, so this might go in your pile, Jim.
Oh, that's cool.
Those are cool.
I also forgot to show you guys, but I think I should said on our chat. This is Jimmy's newest copy of What If Jane Foster. So this one is also pretty roached, but it's less roached than his first copy that I gave him.
Is it pressable?
So, what's that?
Pressable?
Oh, it would certainly get improved by press. Yeah, I mean it's not going to be great still, but it would be.
JC handed me a Hulk number 5, and man, did I that thing is beautiful.
Well, if you can put this in the friends and family backlog.
Well, I officially ordered my 5-month-old a Lady Thor rattle hammer.
Nice.
So
now both my girls have rattle hammers.
The other book that was in this collection,
She's still calling everyone mom.
Is beat up that I would still love to get pressed off is that Khazar and Doom book.
Yeah, I'll take care of it.
Yeah, because it's complete, and the freaking art in this is so cool. I'm pretty sure this is Kirby all the way through. But yeah, super cool. Anyhow, Dolph's gonna have some great creepy buttons because I got some creepy. Was it Warren magazine that did creepy? I got some of those old magazines and some of the old
those.
Planet of the Apes magazines in this collection.
Yeah, now that I have the small buttons and the big buttons. Now I can definitely, things that I would have excluded because the big giant face doesn't fit on a button. Now they do fit on a 1-inch button.
Oh wait, what did you get? You get a 2-inch button now too?
No, I have it's a 1/2 inch and a 1-inch.
A 1/2 inch?
Yeah, they're tiny.
Yeah, that's tiny.
Tiny buttons in my wine. Tiny buttons.
I showed girls, but I'm
think-
going to show you guys too. I got my little
Yeah.
stickers.
Ooh.
Nice.
It's actually like that size, yeah.
Like I said, they right on the back to hold the comic bag.
Oh, that's cool, Chris.
Yeah.
Like almost like a seal.
Yep.
Like a what do you call it?
Yeah,
Two
it's
bags like this.
Nice.
a really good
A
idea.
wax seal.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're tiny. I didn't do any bigger ones yet, but you guys are all welcome to a bunch. Jimmy, I'll bring you some when I finally drop off your book that I promised you.
Yeah, don't forget, Chris, to get the books that I left for you at Jimmy's.
That's right.
When
There's a Lobo in there, isn't there?
there's a first I left you that Toxic Avenger #1
Mhm.
and that Swamp Thing book.
I got you. But I think it was a Lobo. Somebody else has a Lobo for me.
1/2 inch, 1 inch.
Those are great.
Yeah, they're good. I like
Little
this.
judo chop.
Yeah, the little judo chop.
I love me a good
love
1-inch button.
Yeah, but this
My
is like
favorites.
the weird, like even the oddest things. This is a little just tang. Tang. Can
Dang.
you see that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just a little carton of tang.
Just
Chris,
a
the
little
1-inch button is the hallmark of the hardcore kid.
It is.
That's why you love that 1-inch
I have
button.
such an I have a hat that
Yeah.
has just like
Just
all
buttons
these
all over
1-inch
it.
buttons on the side.
Metallica, Megadeth.
No, they're all punk bands that we've
Yeah.
played with in the
Oh, it's
past.
more like Barbie. Menudo.
Menudo for sure.
Mhm.
I knew Ricky Martin before it was cool.
Uh-huh.
If I ever do the buttons, I think I'm going to go full 2-inch button maker. I'm going to pull the trigger, and they're going to be the big buttons.
That's like the thrash metal style.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. That you got a lot more real estate with them 2-inch buttons.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. You can do some cool stuff. You guys finish Andor's got what, 3 episodes left? I haven't even started it yet.
What?
No, it's no.
I wanna
Griffin-
binge it.
Did
I
you guys want to see something? I may have shown it all of you that Jason knows I have this. But when Jason and I were really little, speaking of buttons, when Jason and I were really little, our cousin Brian, huge sci-fi geek, wanted to get Jason and I started in it, so he gave me a button, 1979.
Wow.
That's a 3-inch.
It's a 3-inch button.
That's
And
a
it
nice
is-
one.
It's badass. But I've kept this in perfect condition ever since he gave it to me when we were like 7 or 8.
That's great,
Knee
man.
high to a grasshopper.
Ooh,
I am horrible with buttons. I lose them so easily. That's why they're on that hat.
34 years ago today, John Carpenter's They Live was released.
I love that movie.
So freaking good.
It's like the greatest B movie
It's
ever.
one of my favorite movies.
That this is the reason I have that poster right there is because of They Live.
Yeah. Me and my brother used to always, like, we would be driving to a show or something in the van, and I never had sunglasses. So my brother would take his, he had an extra pair, and he goes, "Put on these glasses."
Well, boys, what's on the horizon for this week? Anything happening?
Comic wise, no.
No.
Not really. I
No.
record some more videos. I got to open up a lot of stuff.
I
actually-
did make a
everything up there
decision.
have to
I
read.
did make a decision in my Sire Wolf Studio future that I will be vending if I can get a table. There's a good chance I can get a table, but if I can get a table, I will be vending at the largest independent comics and cartooning show in the United States.
Oh.
Which is MoCA in New York City.
Mocha.
MoCA Fest. They have over 500 vendors, and they usually have a guest of honor. Some past guest of honors are Bill Sienkiewicz, Mike Mignola, some really huge, awesome comic names because it's put on by the Society of Illustrators in New York City. So,
What does MoCA stand for? I'm sure it's an acronym for something. Speaking
it
of
is
Bill
the.
Sienkiewicz, just came across these Sienkiewicz.
I think the Museum of Cartooning and Comics and Cartooning Association. I think. I may be wrong.
When's that?
That is in April.
Shit. I'm down.
So yeah, it's a 2-day event. It's on 18th Street in New York. They have
Write it down.
They have like panels and Q&As in the evenings after the show. I think each day the first day it's 8 hours, maybe 8 or 9 hours long. So it's a good amount of time to actually sell stuff. And then the second day I think is 6 or 7 hours. So it's a lot of
It's Saturday, Sunday?
yeah.
What do the tables cost for that, Jim?
I don't know yet because they haven't started the applications till December. So I'm still waiting to see that come out.
Jimmy, do you want to go to Big Apple again?
When is that?
December 17th, I think.
December 17th. I don't
It's
think I have
definitely
anything
December. Let
going
me look
on
over
that.
it.
Well, that'd be fun. Maybe I could even come out
It
and go
is
with
December-
you guys.
It is December
'Cause-
17th.
It's
That
the
is-
17th?
Is that a Saturday?
Saturday.
Damn.
Yeah, we liked that show. That was fun.
Yeah, it was a fun show.
The dinner.
Christopher
the
will be in
diner
the middle
after
of
was
a
exciting, too.
168-hour shift. I'm assuming
Yeah.
it's December 17th.
Right?
Yeah, that might be something fun that I could maybe come out for because that'll still be before Christmas. I have like 6 months of vacation time right now, and that's not even an exaggeration. And it'd be nice to get some stuff for the kids.
Well, if you guys all do end up going and convening afterwards somewhere, I may be able to join you for the after party.
All right.
It
Are you
depends on
guys,
if we're going to take Nick, if we're going to hit up any
We went
comic
to the
shops.
diner.
Comic shops.
Oh yeah, we didn't get to do that. And
We didn't.
Midtown
We
was a walk.
looked it up. Yeah, Chris, we went into this diner that was connected to the hotel for lunch afterwards.
Mhm.
And Dolph and I were still raring to go. So we were like, all right, well, hit the show. Let's see if we can get any comic stores. Let's see how many there are within,
So like
walking
12.
distance here. There was like 12 or 13.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden Nick was like, no, I don't want to walk. And then it started to drizzle, and then Dolph didn't want to walk either. So
Need to get you guys some Marty McFly hoverboards or something.
The bulldog or the pit bull.
Yeah, the pit bull.
the pit bull.
Strap on. Oh my god, these are so good. Extra toasted.
Yeah.
So
Dolph,
good.
you're going to get
Cheez-Its
sponsored. We're going to get
Cheez-Its
sponsored
are one of
by
my
Cheez-Its.
favorite crunchy snacks.
Mhm.
So good. I hate regular cheeses though.
Yeah, the burnt ones are good.
Mm-hmm.
I like the reduced fat Cheez-Its. I feel like they're crispier.
Oh,
Oh, maybe.
that's because they're baked, not fried.
Hmm. I think they're all baked, aren't they?
I just finished watching The Good
Probably.
Place, the whole thing. God damn, that show is good. That
Haven't
is a
even-
really, really good show.
That's what people I've always heard too, and I have not.
Was, Mike-
I think the fact that I didn't start until it was very late, that I was like, oh, it was intimidating to start and have to watch like 6 seasons of something.
Well, it's a nice little, because they're 20-minute episodes, because it's comedy. And
Yeah,
it's Mike
20
Schur, so
20.
it's The Office, Parks and Rec, like Brooklyn Nine-Nine. It's friggin' funny. I liked it a lot.
My boss recently, I asked her, we were saying somebody sucks, and it's like, and I went to say, why should I change my name? He's the one that sucks. And she'd never seen Office Space, and she's like, oh, my kids watch The Office. I was like, that is not
That's
the
not
same
the
thing
same
as Office
thing.
Space. I was like, oh man, and that's the best line ever, and you want to be able to use that and have the person get it right away. And when she was like, oh, I don't know the reference, I was like,
What?
Don't.
You idiot.
why should I
Skimpy.
change my name? He's the one that sucks.
Yeah, I haven't even watched
I celebrate his entire catalog.
in his entire catalog. I haven't watched House of Dragon or the other one either. What's the Ring of Power? I haven't watched either of them.
I was gonna
Oh,
say Game of Thrones.
I enjoyed both of them.
I haven't
Yeah.
watched either.
I liked House of Dragon. I don't like it as much as Game of Thrones. I just didn't find there was any characters that I could root for. Whereas in Game of Thrones, like
Oh,
there
there's
was
plenty.
characters
Yeah, there's
that
plenty.
I liked,
Yeah.
that you could root for.
I like Doctor Who.
He is a complicated a-hole.
He sure
That is
is.
for sure. Yeah, there's a couple cringe. He's got some cringe.
Oh,
Yeah.
There's a whole lot of cringe going on, and
Yeah. I mean,
In
I
that
think
family.
if anybody you root for the dragons.
yeah,
And
for
then,
sure.
And even in that last episode, that one dragon goes and ruins crap too. So it's tough. It's a tough show.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Anybody start
Oh.
watching Peripheral yet?
No.
That looks interesting. I haven't started it.
I try
watched-
to use my peripheral on a daily basis, but I haven't watched anything about peripheral.
I see.
I watched The Serpent
I see
Queen.
what you did there. You what?
Would you think?
I watched The Serpent Queen. That show was pretty cool.
What's that? Serpent Queen?
It's like what is it? Queen Catherine
Oh,
Amici.
I don't know that one.
Gents,
It's a
I may have to sign off. I hear a 5-month-old screaming her head off in the background.
You got it, brother.
All right, Jimbo.
Later,
Oh,
man.
There, dude.
Real quick.
Huh?
We're doing Are we doing the Wednesday night fireside?
Yeah,
chat
before
for
Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Oh,
or-
what if we
or
did?
some-
Could we do
one-
live from the fireside?
Hey, if you want to do that,
We're
Yeah,
all
no,
in
we'll-
one.
Yeah, we'll do
one
that. That's
shot.
cool.
I'll have it ready.
I'll bring a box of Joe, regular coffee.
I'll have the s'mores ready.
Yeah, no decaf.
I'm
Let's
sorry.
just use one camera.
None of that
and see if
crap.
we can recreate Bohemian Rhapsody with our faces, and we just do the whole thing that way.
Yeah. We could do
We'll
that.
just get 2 really high chairs and 2 lower
Yeah.
ones. And just sit.
Well, Jimmy doesn't need a high chair. Jim can sit in a regular chair.
Yeah, right.
He'll still be a foot taller.
All right.
Good night, man.
All right,
man.
Night,
See you
guys.
next week.
So what
Hey,
the hell was
have-
I saying?
Have you guys looked into Chris? Have you looked into? Did you get your stickers from Sticker Mule?
Yes.
It's the
So
best.
did you look into? So right, you know you can do custom die cut sample packs, 10 stickers for $9.
Really?
So like your logo, you could do in a 3x3, and it would be die cut. You know, like right
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
That's
cut
how I
out.
do mine.
For $9, you can do samples.
I even got because they were running specials. I didn't know you needed a special machine though. If they were running like you could get 300 feet of packing tape with your logo on it for like $50, which I was like,
Oh.
yeah, all right, let me try that. And I was like, oh, you need a machine for it to wet the tape.
Well, right, yeah. 'cause-
I
didn't
well, you
know
don't
that.
you don't technically need a machine though. You can use a wet rag and just cut it and wet it.
Yeah,
and
but
then-
that
Yeah, you
seems like more work because I remember we used to have one at my job where the thing rolls out. It gives you a certain
Yeah.
amount of feet and you just rip it off.
Yep.
You use a sponge.
Yeah, I guess
Yes.
you could.
We had a thing, one of those machines that
yeah.
my dad did, and our heater went on it like about 7 years before we sold the business. We would just put warm water in the canal, and then it would still work just as well.
There you go.
Nice.
You know.
I gotta look into one of those. It's a nice touch.
But yeah, I wanted to mention it, Chris, because I was just making sure that you were getting them from Sticker Mule because it'd be neat. It'd be neat to have like at least for you know if Weston like every other kid in America has a water bottle that they put stickers on or their laptop, you know, it'd be cool to have like those little 3-inch stickers that you could give him one of. For you know for his stuff that he goes to school with and stuff.
Yeah, if I was just gonna get like 10 for $10, hell yeah.
yeah, it's
I just get them for like me, like you guys, and just to throw in the back of a car, and like you said, a little water bottle for.
I was sticking
Weston.
one in every eBay package, and I was like, this is gonna cost me a lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, it's just funny because like I am such a Sticker Mule evangelist for people
I
because
love
like
it. I love
we
it.
get them for all our startups at work, and I'm like, people, if you're not buying your stickers from Sticker Mule, you're just throwing your money away because
Yeah,
like these
they're
things are
such
machine
good quality
washable. Like,
too.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
can put them on the back of your car. It's like
They sent me
you know,
hot sauce.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
they
got the
send
hot
the mule
sauce too.
sauce, yeah.
I didn't like it.
I haven't tried it. I
It's
really like
okay.
hot sauce, but what the hell do sticker people know about hot sauce?
Well, I like the mule sauce, but I don't like hot sauce that's insanely hot. It's got like a little bit of sweetness at the beginning, and then it's got a like
Yeah, it's
got kind of
Yeah,
a Texas Pete's flair.
I
to the
tend
end
to
of it.
like my hot sauce a little vinegary, and that one's just capsicum. It's really dry. I was like, eh.
See, this is why we can't talk about flavoring with a man who owns a flavoring company.
With a flavor company? Yeah.
He's like, well, you know, it's
You
got a
know.
little bit of
See, I know what they did there.
yeah,
I see what you did
Zorbitate
there. Yeah.
finish to it or whatever, you know.
Right.
I was in the lab like years ago dumping stuff
Late one
that had
night?
expired. Well, no, but so we were dumping. I dumped pure capsaicin down the drain. I didn't know. I was young at the time, and it just splashed back up into my face, and like my whole
no.
face just like shut down. Couldn't open my eyes for hours. It sucked. That was pain like I had never felt. Don't just dump stuff down the drain, boys and girls. It's not good.
Don't do what
you
Dolph
also
did.
don't
Don't
know
do
that
what I
many
did.
people that can start a sentence with "I was in the lab."
I was in the lab.
And actually mean that, you know,
I
like,
actually
and
was
I
in the
and I
lab.
work at a world-class university,
Yeah.
and there's lots of people with labs, you know, but still I don't hear that phrase that often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
I
I'm
do
going
not.
to see. I'm going to see Black Panther 2 tomorrow at 8:00.
Do you mean Wakanda forever?
I will let you know how it goes. I think it'll be good. But there was a review that they shit on it pretty hard. They said it's just like
Yeah.
it's
Was it
a
the guy
soulless.
from Sports Card Radio?
Yeah,
That guy doesn't like anything.
he doesn't like anything.
He doesn't like people who who like things he doesn't like.
I guess.
Right. He doesn't like people who don't like things he doesn't like or do like things he does like.
There's that
Yeah.
thing too where it's like, okay, you're on Instagram, you know that Batman Comics guy is just constantly shitting on all of those Instagram and YouTubers, like, you know, what's that girl? Do you know what I'm talking about? Nerdy Girl Comics, and
Oh,
Comic
yeah.
Tom, and like, but that's like his full-time job now. Like, that's all he's doing is like, if he doesn't be the like shit on those three people guy. Like, I never heard of him until he like just started like shitting on him, and now that's all he does.
You know,
Like, after a while, it's like, dude, you know, you're putting too much energy into it. Like, I get it, you know, I agree with you too, but like, at what point have you not just like beaten that dead?
well, everybody's already had their turn with Nerdy Girl over the New York City Comic Con thing.
Yeah.
Like, just let sleeping dogs lie at this point. She's clearly not going anywhere.
Yeah, no, there's that too. Yeah, she's not going
You know?
anywhere.
And yeah, I don't understand the entire culture of existing just to shit on things.
Yeah. Right?
It's
Just too much energy.
it's way too much effort to put into being chronically negative.
Well, this is why we need to interview the sports card radio guy, because he gets it apparently.
Yeah, bring him on.
that's where
I told him, you know, very politely, like, listen, if you want to hear my side of the story about being a Jab subscriber and why I did it and why, you know, I did unsubscribe to him, but like, you know, if you want to hear no, I don't really care.
Yeah, that's what
He
I
was
mean.
clear.
It's just,
Like,
it's
no,
just
I'm
like,
good.
It's just like, well, then stop.
Because you're
complaining about stuff.
offering to bring like actual conversation into it, and
Yeah,
that's
I'm
not
willing
what
to
he
talk
wants.
about it. No,
Yeah.
he just wants to be like, you know, you subscribe to him, you're a piece of garbage. I don't like you, therefore. Well,
It's interesting too, because it's like, it's not like Misery Loves Company, it's Misery Wants Company to be
Right.
miserable as well.
well,
You know?
he's clearly
So,
got a bunch of people that are like carrying the torches with him, like
Yeah,
they're
it's
all
so
like,
weird.
you know. But there's that part of it too, where like, yes, I kind of get it. Like, Jabs is not a good dude. You know, he's kind of like, but he's got 100,000 subs,
Yeah,
120,000 subs. I mean, he's
Yeah,
doing
but that's
all right.
the thing. Like, he has that many subs. He's still selling his stuff, regardless of how much you hate on him. What are you doing? That's
what I
causing.
mean. At
You're
some
not causing
point, it's
any
a little
discourse.
bit
If
of
anything, you're
jealousy.
causing more people to go over to him to check him out.
It's,
Yeah, I mean,
it's a little bit of jealousy too. Like, are you?
Oh,
just,
it's a lot of bit of jealousy.
You just mad he's got 120,000 subs and people like adore his videos, and they're all like in the comments, they're all like, they think he's Jesus, they think he's like the card god, and I'm like, maybe he's
Listen.
just entertaining.
if the midterm elections taught us anything yesterday, it's that there are some people who like certain things and some people who like other things, and these things are wildly different.
Yeah.
You know, like so.
That
we
is
are
true.
we are a fractured nation, and we have differing opinions about different things. So yeah, there's some things that are just, it's almost not worth trying to convince the other person of, you know, to get them onto your side.
No,
So you might as
no.
well find the
There's
stuff
no-
that you do have in common to talk about.
Now,
You know,
talk about a waste of energy. No, you're
Yeah.
not going
For
to convince.
sure.
Somebody's going
like
to be like,
Chris,
you
like Chris
have,
and Jimmy were saying. Like
you have
Jimmy
taught
was
me,
saying,
sir.
like,
I am now the other thing.
Yeah.
Not happy.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I've talked to some folks at the flea market that I try and give, obviously, absolutely everybody the benefit of the doubt. I've talked to some people at the flea market. It's like, I may see them wearing, you know, a particular person's, you know, paraphernalia that is no longer the president, but was the president, and I have to
Like
block
Lincoln.
out like my
Lincoln shirts,
political
like
leanings
Lincoln.
and be like, yeah, I think Spider-Man's dope. You think Spider-Man's dope? That's cool. We both think Spider-Man's cool. You know, like that, and that's if it's I think it's easier if we just try and find the common ground and find the things that we hate.
Yeah.
Rutherford B. Hayes is the shit.
Yeah, go. You got to find the presidents that nobody remembers anything about.
Exactly.
Yeah. President Pierce.
Yeah.
I heart Polk. All right, boys. I think we're good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good talking to you as always.
Absolutely. What is our catchphrase too? I have spoken. We have spoken.
We have spoken.
We have
Woody woo.
spoken. Good night, boys.
Good night, everybody. Good night, Internet. We
Good
have
night.
spoken.
Good night, everybody. Thanks for participating. See you next time.
Yay.
Bye.
Peace.